Hello everyone, my name is Killen, aka Manifest, and today I'm recording my very first tutorial for you guys, and I'll be showing you how I created this image. This is a 3D render I created using Cinema 4D and Octane. It's not a complex scene, it's not very hard to put it together, but I sincerely hope that when you finish this video you will leave with a few tips and tricks, and of course I will show you how to create it. So what do we learn here? So basically what we're gonna get in this tutorial is how to add graffitis and multiple images to a new VMap. So this asset comes straight with the new VMap. And for me, this technique is the easiest way to add multiple images and graffitis to a new VMap. You'll find plenty of information on how to add multiple images on a standard simple material, and this is my take on how to add graffitis to a new VMap. So what I can do before that briefly is introduce myself. My name is Manifest on socials. I've been using Cinema 4D and other tools for a couple of years now. I create stuff for myself as a hobby, but also for a few clients. And this is a first tutorial, a first attempt at sharing my knowledge and my processes. Um, I will be sharing more tutorials in the coming weeks, maybe days. I would sincerely appreciate it if you could follow me on Instagram and like this video so that I understand that what I have to offer is interesting to you. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions in the comment section, so feel free to ask anything. Let's dive into the project without all this talking. So what do we have here? We have an asset. This asset comes from Quixel Megascans. Quixel Megascans you can get for I think it's $19 per month. It's a lifetime saver. So many assets, so many materials, so many assets that will help you enrich your scenes and save a lot of time. I use it for every scene I create, so I recommend you get this. Moreover, if we zoom out, we can see there is a fake studio background I created in Cinema 4D, and basically we have a light, we have a sunlight, we have cameras, and that's it. So it's a basic scene. I will show you right now in a new project how this works. So if I go in the render settings, I'm gonna put Octane so that when I go in bridge, I look up for my Roman statue sculpture. When I export it, it directly comes with the right Octane textures and not the C4D textures. So it should be adding it right here. Here we go. I'm gonna rotate this in the coordinates 90 degrees. Oh, here we go. Now I'm gonna add a camera. Zero out everything here. Get back a little bit. Go up a little bit. And this should be fine. Now we need to create the fake studio background. So to do this, I'm gonna go on this side view, hide the camera for now. I'm gonna make it very big with the spline pen so that we don't have unwanted reflections or stuff like that. Go here. I don't need to be precise or accurate. This is just making it big. Here we go. Once I have the spline, I click on it. I click on this point and I'm gonna right click and chamfer, make this smooth as possible, increase the radius so that I don't have unwanted reflections on it. Now I can go back to the main view. Oh no, just one step I'm missing. I'm gonna go here, quit the point mode, go back on my spline and make this here. This should be fine. Maybe I can rotate this a little bit because it's not very straight. Here we go. That should be fine. Now it's okay. It's too tiny to be seen in the final render. So I'll go back in the main scene. What do I need to do now is extrude this spline so that we get the background, the studio. So grab myself an extrude, put the spline in there, play with the offset. Can go around 3000 maybe, and this should be fine. Put this somewhere in the middle, and this is okay now, I believe. Let me just, yeah, it should be fine. Okay, This is still intersecting. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. This should be fine for now, at least. I'm gonna render this. Go on path tracing mode, of course. Oops. I forgot to change the dimensions in the render settings. I'm gonna go 180, 350. Okay, gonna put this here, and this looks just fine for now. I'm gonna bring this asset closer to me, and this should be fine as a start. Okay. Still intersecting a bit. This should be fine for now. So first thing I'm gonna do is bring in an octane sunlight. So it's here. What I want to get is the lights hitting the right side of the statue, casting some shadows on the left side to make it look dramatic. So I'm gonna use the rotating tool, take the sunlight, bring this here, bring this up. I can show you coordinates if you prefer. And this looks quite good already. This is not too bad. My problem here is that this shadow is too harsh. I want to make it look more natural, so I'm gonna hit the sun here. And the problem is the sun size is too low. If your light source is too tiny, the shadows will be harsh. If the light source is bigger, it gets a bit blurry, which it's what we want to get. I can lower this a little bit, the power of the sun and the sky. Boom. This looks a bit better, I believe. I can play with the turbidity, which is how cloudy the scene is, how diffuse the light will be. Maybe if I go 2.5, this is okay, I believe. Let's leave it like this for now. We can tweak this later. Now I'm gonna bring the HDRI that I had in my scene, so I should have it somewhere on my desktop. Canada HDRI, and it's this one. Just show it to you. Up. And as you can see, nothing is happening. The HDRI is not affecting the scene. The problem is we forgot to mix the Octane daylight to the HDRI by ticking this box. If you don't tick this box, only the sunlight will have effect on the scene. So now we have both working. I'm just gonna save the scene in case I get an unwanted crash. Tutorial 1. Okay, I'm just gonna hide the sun for a while just to see my light. So again, I want the light to be on the right side of the asset. So I'm gonna take the Octane sky and rotate this a little bit. I can see the shadow rotating behind my sculpture, so I'm just standing. I'm on the right side. Let's see how it looks. Okay. This doesn't look bad already. Now too low. This looks good to me. Hit save. I'm gonna put back the Octane daylight, which is the sun. This is not too bad. I just need to change the color of the studio, the background. I'm gonna use the same I've used. Yep. Here it is. Copy, paste. Drop it on it. Okay, it's very brown. What I had here is only a diffuse channel with these coordinates for the RGB color. You can use the same if you're looking for the same style. What I can do to make this look a bit brighter would be to go in the sky, increase the power maybe. Maybe I can slightly increase the gamma as well. I can go in my daylight. What if I put back on 1? This is too much brightness on the surface, so I'm gonna leave it to where it was. And I think this is okay for now. This is okay for now. I'm gonna bring the asset a bit to the front. Up. Okay. For now this looks good. If I want to tweak and make the sculpture look a bit better, make it pop out a little bit, what I can do is go in the albedo channel, which is the diffuse channel, and tweak some of these. So maybe a bit of saturation, a bit of contrast maybe. So these areas pop out a bit more. I could add the displacement channel, but for the look I'm looking for, I'm not really interested into that. The last thing I can do is duplicate my camera, and if we change the default focal length, we might magnify the look of the sculpture. So the focal length is basically what's going to be captured by your lens. If I increase that, I need to go back a little bit. It already looks better. I don't know if you see the difference. Let me show you. So this is the high focal length, 135. This is the low. So if I go here, okay, you can see the difference. This is a bit tiny and fat, and this is slim, looks more muscular, makes the scene a bit higher, looks better to me. Looks better to me. So I'm just gonna remove that, and I'm gonna go for this look and not this one. So just gonna remove this camera. Voila. And this already looks good, to be honest. What I can do to improve this is maybe tweaking some of the lights, adding a bit of light, changing the background, going more conceptual and changing the color of the statue, purplish, bluish, greenish. You choose. But for now, I'm just gonna replicate what I did. Oops, sorry. Mistake. So what I'm gonna do now, to add stickers, graffitis to the UV map, I'm gonna go on my map, albedo, the diffuse channel, and I'm gonna locate this texture. And I found out that it's in the Megascans library where my assets are downloaded. As I source the file, I'm gonna go in Photoshop and open the map in question. And this is what I get. So boom, we don't understand much. What is this? This is an UV map, meaning it's around our sculpture, our asset, and it gives the texture where it should be on the asset. But the problem is that our eyes don't understand what's going on here. So if I want to show you what's the process to understand where we should add the graffitis, I'm just gonna do it briefly and easily. I'm gonna go here and use my brush tool, which is here. I'm gonna go in the most standard brush. Here we go. Make it a bit smaller. Okay. So now I use a color, let's say pink. I'm gonna draw a cross here, for example. I'm gonna draw a circle here. I'm gonna draw a triangle here, and I'm gonna change colors just to make this more understandable. Here I'm gonna add a cross as well, another circle, another 2 points. And what is this? I'm gonna save this image and I'm gonna open it here. Download. I had one prepared for the tutorial. It's not exactly the same, but still, this is what I get. See, now I know where I need to add the graffitis. Most of the lines I've drawn and the circles and the crosses are behind the mesh. these are the one that will be important. I did distinctive drawings so that I know where they hit and which direction I should put the shapes and the graffitis. So now I go back to Photoshop. I'm just gonna save this in case. Go back to Photoshop. This is what I had. Sorry, this is what I had. So now I know that my graffitis should be on these areas. For example, the torso here, you can see here is showing up. What I need to do now is adding some images, the content you want to see on your mesh, graffitis, drawings you made yourself, and you add them, you replace them here. And a great way to do this is browsing the internet for free resources and just adding them up. So the final result I got is this: a bunch of graffitis I found on internet. Little disclaimer, I did not create these graffitis, and I would be more happy to credit you if you recognize your work, of course. These are amazing graffitis I found on internet, and you see I add them here, and what I do is I change a bit of the opacity in the fill to make it look more natural, not too contrasted. This would be too light, this would be too harsh, so I just go a little bit more around 90 and make it look better. So once I have this, I save it. I go here, documents, tutorial, and this is where I saved it. And boom, this is how it looks. So basically this is how I created the scene. It's quite easy, as I told you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section and I will be glad to answer them. I think that's it, that I'm not missing anything. If you believe there is another approach to this, I would be glad to try it out. Please, I would be so grateful if you could follow me on Instagram and like this video. I already said it, but it means a lot to me and it keeps me going for the next couple of tutorials that are going to be live. If you're willing to have me speak about a specific topic, or if you need help with something, I'm always open to help. So just go in my DMs or ask me anywhere in the comment section. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something today, and have a great day.